Hello everyone, I'm Kunlin, and today I will introduce and analyze the user interface of the Indeed website. Indeed is a website about employment-related contents, with numerous job listings on site. One of the particular type of users for this website is the job seekers with different backgrounds and demands. Their goal is to find as many as available options that fits their individual needs. There's no fixed image of these job seekers. The person can be a programming expert looking for a promising position, or he can be a college student who wants to find an internship. Their behaviors tend to be directed by the website user interface that helps them achieve their goals. The main focus is how to best filter the website data through keywords and advanced settings. As you can see, on the Find a Job page, like here, you can search the keywords of your desired positions in the What search bar, and set up the location of your jobs in the Where search bar. The website focuses on the matching of the system and the real world. In this case, there are language settings with English and French as two available options. This feature connects to the fact that Canada has two official languages, English and French. Under the What and Where search bar, there are some captions that provide hints for the users as what they could put in their searches. Like under the What search bar, there's a job title, keywords, or company, and under the Where search bar, there are city or province. These captions prevent errors from happening. For instance, a user may type some inefficient or irrelevant words without these reminders. Also, under the search bars, there are upload your resume and post a job links for the two major type of users, the job seekers and the employers. This feature is very efficient in preventing the users going to wrong places for their purposes. Another point is the flexibility and efficiency. There are popular searches, like here in the middle of the page, and in the company reviews page, there are popular companies, and in the Find Salaries page, there are also popular job titles. This information saves time for the users by analyzing the user behaviors. As for the visual design, as you can see, the website employs a minimalist idea. There are a lot of white spaces, which reduces the user's cognitive load and focus their attention in the middle with these important informations. In addition, the website is very consistent with colors and font styles. The main color themes for the website are blue, black, and white. The blue color shows that a tab and button is being selected. For example, when I click the Company Reviews tab, and under the button there's a blue line. And when I select the search bar, the search bar turn with a blue outline. Also, the font sizes are the same for text with the same level of information. For example, the font size of the three tabs on the top of the web page, like Find Jobs, Company Reviews, Find Salaries, are the same. So that's all my intro about the website functions and designs. Now, James will introduce more on other UX principles employed by this website: the personalization and customization, the nudging, and the flow and friction showed in the web pages.
Hello there, I'm James Knott. In this segment I will be assessing the use of some UX principles as well as personalization and customization options for the web page. I will then turn to a discussion of how Indeed Canada incorporates nudging principles as well as the site's general flow and friction. Let's get started. So the first principle I want to discuss is flexibility usability trade-off, which basically dictates increased flexibility in terms of the use of a product can often result in a deterioration of how usable it is to a general user. Another way of putting it would be that in allowing a broader scope of possible uses of a product can often jeopardize the functionality through increased complexity. This site makes consideration of this idea. It doesn't overload the user upon entering the site with all the customization options that it introduces later. It assumes, and likely correctly, that the vast majority of the people who use this site will be here for one reason, and that is to get a job. While Indeed is actually a tool that allows a host of other functions like writing company reviews and a platform for employers posting on the job board. Yeah, it makes this homepage very simple with a search bar that only has two options, position title and location. In a way, this also touches on some other related concepts like progressive disclosure and entry points. The site zooms in on the functions that the user may want to actually accomplish. They need quick access to these things, so not much is displayed on the main screen, and there is also a high use of white space to separate many of these icons. Alright, so let's see what happens when we do a search. Okay, so once you get onto the search results page after typing in a search, you will see that Indeed does try to cater to a lot of distinct user needs. It was a very good idea that they did not display any of these advanced search features on the home page, because this may have deterred some users from accessing the tool with simple functionality. In other words, the site uses progressive disclosure to withhold customization options from the user until they have decided what they're looking for in terms of job postings. And these drop-down menus that appear under the search bar, they pop out from the page due to them being of a darker color. And it's also worth noting at this moment too that the site is very plain in its design, going for a minimalist look, and is just basically focused on the function of what they're doing, which is helping people find jobs. However, it should be noted that when you click some of the other functions from the bar at the top of the screen, like company reviews, find salaries, and employers, the site starts making heavier use of graphic art, like illustrations, company logos, and it also the site for employers is also quite different and not as plain in design. It also could be noted that the site defies the aesthetic usability effect, in that through its use of a plain, but it's not necessarily uglier, but a plain design, it relies less on aesthetics and more on a narrowly defined goal that most users will have, which is to find jobs. And this results in a simple, highly usable interface overall. Another UX concept that this site covers is entry points. So we can also see the use of entry points to enhance and channel the user experience throughout their job search. As stated before, there's not many distractions at all on the main homepage. There's only lures that get introduced once the user has defined their particular purpose, which is whether it's job hunting in the form of search, or posting positions as an employer, or researching companies and salaries, or anything like that. So the users are also more likely to be attracted to this link here on the homepage to a number of resources related to job situations during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this site is surprisingly more well decorated and really entices the user to learn more about this process. Okay, so although I've already talked about this a bit in my earlier segment, in this section I still want to note that there are a few things for personalization and options for customization on Indeed Canada's website. So once you enter a search into the interface, various customization options become available. So the main ones include distance, salary, job type, location, company, and job language. So you can pick the range, and it automatically filters through the listings that are in the search results, and it filters them through so you can get a sense of most of these jobs are within 100 kilometers. The salaries are generally 30,000. The job types are, so the status of the job, so part-time, casual, seasonal, full-time. And most of these jobs are in the Ottawa area. And the companies are various retailers in this case. And then we have English and French. What I do not see, when you click on a job listing, sometimes it'll display the results on the same page, so you don't actually have to leave the page to see the job, which is really convenient. Sometimes you do have to apply on the company site, so it brings you to another location. Well, most of these that I'm seeing here are for apply on company site, but there are some where you can apply directly through Indeed. And what I do not see here, though, is any options for customizing the look and feel of the page. So the site is very plain and may even be perceived as bland, but I do think it performs its main functions quite well. Okay, so for nudging, from the moment the user enters the main page, it seems like they're being funneled to navigate to the job search bar. This probably comes from analytics and data that suggests that the vast majority of people who come onto the site are just looking for jobs. And there also seems to be a strong suggestion to post one's resume to the site. So there's a upload resume link here. There's one down here, and there's several on other of the various pages, sub-pages on the site. So this is just presented with how many times that this menu is actually linked throughout the page. There is also nudging that occurs once the user has entered a search. So the site tends to prioritize sponsored or paid job postings over regular postings, and the user may be more apt to select a job that was posted far earlier than some others, which may give you the wrong impression about what jobs you should be applying for and stuff. Okay, so next we move on to flow and friction. So one drawback in terms of friction is once you go to the upload your resume section, you are prompted to create an account with Indeed. This isn't visible right away, but once you actually go into the upload your resume and you click a file, it'll prompt you for your email address, and then you'll end up making an account. So that can be kind of inconvenient and slows down the likelihood, and it slows down the process and increases the likelihood that people are going to go somewhere else for job postings. But overall, it maintains good flow and minimizes friction. And it accomplishes this by its streamlined design and a relatively friendly interface. There certainly could be more in terms of flashy graphics or color schemes, but I admire that it gets right to the point and does not let anything get in the way of people accomplishing their goals. It should also be noted that there's likely a lot of traffic to this site from links provided in Google searches, so many users may not actually have to go through the process of entering the site from its home page and searching manually for positions. Okay, so that's it for my rundown of Indeed. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.